We've created buttons to turn on and off the irrigation programs. We want to be able to handle an exception situation where if the program is turned on or off from an outside interface or the app or even the RainMachine itself running the program, we want to be able to handle these buttons, these program buttons, to be able to give us feedback if the program has been turned on by something other than Elan. Right now, if you click these buttons, Elan will know and keep track of the toggle state. Again, however, if this is done manually, Elan has no way of keeping track of this toggle state, so we have to create the logic to make it aware. Now, in the input, in the irrigation input driver, there are senses that will get feedback from the irrigation machine when a program has been turned on or off. And now we just have to programmatically link it to this button. So we go into our event maps and we create a button where it says we want to basically toggle the button to off if the water has been turned off manually in the back end. So let's go ahead and grab the input sense. So we're sensing the program 1 input, and if it's been turned from on to an off state. Now, of course, we only want to do this if this button is on in the on state. So if the interface device is true, then we want to go ahead and toggle that button off. Okay, so let's go through the logic. If the input for program 1 is switched from on to off, but the interface in Elan, the light is on, or the interface thinks that the device is on, go ahead and turn off the button. Let's do this again for when the button, when somebody switches the program from off to on. So again, if the input state changes from off to on, and we only want to do this if the input, the button in this case is true, which means the light is on. The light is off. We want to go ahead and toggle the button on. Let's test this. Sure enough, it turns it on. If we go back to the one we created for manual off, and it sure turns it off. So again, the logic is if the program on the back end is turned off, but the button is on, go ahead and toggle it off. And the reverse, if somebody turns the program on in the back end, however our button is turned off, go ahead and turn it on, toggle it on. So let's give this a quick test. If I turn on the program from the back end, within a couple of seconds we should have the winter light up and we should have the devices here start filling in. Sure enough, that works. Of course, you can turn it off from here as well, but let's see if our off button also works. So we turn this off, and sure enough, this is instant and it turns this off. And you want to do this for all the other program buttons. Every single one of them needs to be handled, and it's the same for every single button. And this will handle these exception states and make the feedback work, whether this program is triggered automatically or manually from any device.